me something. Do you feel as though your life has gotten so stressful, so complicated, and it's like things are so out of control? It's like you're on this treadmill that just keeps going, and you know something, you're going with it and it's going round and round and round. You want to jump off, but you just don't know how to do it. It has become too hard and it's unfulfilling, and there are many times that you're probably feeling extremely unhappy, trying to keep up with everything. It's just too much. You know, life is actually quite simple, but guess who complicates it? We actually complicate it. We've started living much busier, much faster lives. Why? Because we want the next things. What are the effects? There is anxiety. Then we have depression. And it's women who get so affected by depression. You know why? Because many of us believe in the myth of the strong woman syndrome. We've got to meet everybody's needs. We've got to be doing, we've got to be running, we've got to be seen to be strong. Those are the things that push many women into chronic fatigue syndrome. So we have got to stop. My answer to all this is simplify your life to live a life that is more fulfilling. Simplify to be a happier person. Simplify to focus on the things that actually make sense, that are worth thinking about and worth living for. Today's talk is actually going to be about the 8 different ways, 8 easy tips or steps to help you simplify your life. I was on this treadmill for a long time. And here I am now. 17 years I have actually been living the simple life. And you know what? I absolutely love it. I am at peace. I am living in purpose, if I may say so. And I love my life. I can't believe how much stress I have cut out of my life. I feel I'm living my best life now. And you can too, if you just simplify your life. It's a life driven by your goals, by your values, yeah? Things that are important to you. That is what simple living is all about. In other words, you're not going to be conforming to what the latest trend is. You're not going to be jumping on the bandwagon because those things are not part of who you really are inside. You're not living by appearances. You're not living by possessions, or you're not living by what society is asking you to do. Which means at the end of the day, you are standing alone. Stand alone and be counted because you're not conforming. And you know what? There's something really special about that, because you are really doing you, not by copying anybody else, but by being the person you were created to be with your values and your goals. That's what simple living is. What are the benefits of a simple lifestyle? You know, there's more work-life balance, but also you're just living a much better life where you can breathe, you can be centered, you can be in touch, not just with yourself, but with things around you, the important things around you. It is intentional. You are standing on your own in what you believe, and that's how you're going to live your life when it comes to simple living. And this is what I find so exciting. It's so fulfilling. Bottom line, simple living, it just gives you a well-balanced life, happier life, doing the things that you have been called to do. A lifestyle that is designed by you and not by the world out there and society. But here's how you do it. And we're going to cover the 8 simple steps I talked about, how to do simple living. Okay? Number 1, you need to know what matters most to you. Remember earlier on, I was talking about your values, your goals. How do you want to live your life? Yeah, you need to know what your values are and what your goals are if you're going to live a simple life. Otherwise, you may as well not and go along with the flow of what the world is telling you to do. Know what kind of a lifestyle do you want, and is it based on your values? Point number 2, clear clutter in the home. There are things we don't use, it's nice seeing them there, but they're just sitting there. For example, you know that very nice tea set? You know those wine glasses? You know those plates that we put away in our show? We showcase them. You know all those. You don't touch them. Maybe once a year, if that. Those things are just sitting around. So what I started doing actually was, it's like, what are they waiting for? I started using those because I'm thinking, you know what? My life is passing me by and I've got those things in there and I'm not using them as much as I could be using them almost every day. If they get broken, so what? You can always get something else if you absolutely really need it. You've got to decide what it is that is important to you. When we are decluttering, this is what you do. You put away the things that you don't need, the things that you don't use, and the things that you don't love. And one of the things that I learned is, as I decluttered my home, I realized that there are so many things that I had, and I actually am a minimalist, but there were still things that when I got rid of them, guess what? I did not miss them at all. So you have to be very conscious. Remember, declutter your home. When you have all these things around you, guess what? You have to think about cleaning them, dusting them, and they take up mental space. So declutter and get some free space within your mind, but even around the home. Okay, so declutter. Point number 2, declutter your schedules. Within our weekly schedule, there is so much in there that we actually don't need to be doing. You have said yes to all these people who've asked you over to their place to help them cook, and you know that you didn't want to go out there. You know you didn't want to help them. But it's like, you know what? Okay. And then when you go away, you're thinking, why did I say yes? I didn't want to do that. Why? Yeah? So we have a tendency of saying yes when we should actually be saying no. So our schedules get so cluttered, a lot of times with things we do not want to do, but we feel we have to do, or we feel we have to say yes. That is strong woman syndrome. But it's also not having boundaries in place and not being assertive to reinforce those boundaries in saying, hey, I'm sorry, I'd love to, but I really can't. Okay. Take your time, declutter, take the things out of that schedule that take up so much of your time when you don't even need to be doing them. The next point is number 4, practice gratitude. I remember when we were younger, I used to sing this song, count your many blessings, name them one by one. Too often we get caught up in the what I want, what I need. You forget to see what you actually have. In other words, we take it for granted. Very little things, like I have got food, like I do have a roof over my head, like I do have, I woke up feeling well, I'm healthy. And then we forget what we do have. We're busy looking out that way. We forget that actually, look at what I have. There are many people who don't have what I have, but I'm busy whining and moaning and sort of just complaining about life. Count your blessing. But you know something? To actually be able to be grateful, your state of mind has got to be in that place where you can see it. So clear away all the distractions so that you can notice those small things in your life. Number 5, let go of comparisons. We are so bad at this. It is the quickest road to dissatisfaction. You would think, duh, isn't it? But it is. You'll be a lot less unhappy if you did not compare yourself to others. Then, number 6, social media breaks. Take breaks from social media. In fact, social media is one of the fastest ways to becoming unhappy because you're comparing. That's what it's all about. Practice living in your own values. Tip number 7, take control of your spending. When you live above your means, it equals stress. So, step back. Step number 7, take control of your spending. Align it with your goals and values again. If one of your values is, you know what, I will live with what I have and feel good about it. So tip number 7, please ladies, do not live above your means. Go back and look at, where am I living above my means? And you'll find that there's a lot of stress around that. Where finances are, there's usually a lot of stress. And last but not least, get out into nature. I tell you what, nature is extremely healing. Jesus was always out in nature. When he had been with the disciples and the crowds, he always took time out. It's like, you guys, I need my space, man. I need to go and be able to think and create some space to be with my Father. I need space. And you know something? Nature is healing. It really, really is. It centers you. You get connected. You feel that there's something larger than yourself. There's something out there. Maybe it's because I'm a nature buff as well. I just love nature because it gives me peace. I feel at peace when I'm out in nature. And that doesn't mean you have to go far. I'm out in nature, and that doesn't mean you have to go far away to access it. It could be in your own little garden. It could be just planting something. It could be just looking at the skies. When was the last time you looked at the sky, or you looked at a tree properly and saw just how beautiful it was, or looked properly and saw just how beautiful it was, or looked and actually saw a butterfly, or looked and saw, an insect, or in other words, be centered. And nature has a way of centering you. But like I said before, you have to clear your mind up enough to be able to get the healing effects and the beauty of just the outdoors, really. Get connected to nature. It is relaxing. It is a break from the everyday noise that we get. There's a verse in the Bible that says, be still and know that I'm the Lord your God. Why? Because we're so busy running that we're never still enough to feel Him, His nature, His creation. So, I know I'm going on. Get connected with nature. And so, we're coming to the end of this talk. I really enjoy simple living. That's all I can tell you, ladies. And there are so many benefits, especially for us as women. We just need to buckle down and really live life the way in which we were meant to live. Do you know what I seriously believe? that actually it's not natural to live such a stressful life. Our bodies were not meant for that. That's why we end up with chronic fatigue syndrome. We get into the strong woman syndrome, which just totally exhausts us. We get into depression, all because we're trying to take on too much, and then it pulls us down. So you can see a lot of the benefits about simplifying your life. You know, in the Bible, it actually says, therefore, don't worry about your life, what you will eat, drink, or wear. Is not life more important than food and clothes? Look at the birds of the air, yet God feeds them. Are you not more important and more valuable? Question mark. Are you not? Can any one of you add a single hour to your year's life by stressing? Which is what, when you're not living in the simple lifestyle, we get so overstressed. And instead of it adding us life, guess what? It drains us and it leaves us feeling extremely empty. So, I'm a big advocate. Ladies, if you want a life that's worth living, simplify. It works. It really does. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I know I certainly have. And I've enjoyed your being here with me. Loads of content for you. So, why don't you subscribe if this has been useful to you? Subscribe to it to access this content, but also like it, share it, spread it around. There are women out there who absolutely need your support, and please also comment. Again, we need each other. Let us support each other to get out of the difficult situations we live, so that we can live the life that we were meant to live, and that is one of purpose and joy and love. So, till then, God bless you. Take care and shalom, shalom.